Hello. Thank you for staying.
Thank you for coming.
Oh, me? Oh, you're welcome. Korea? All gone home? Korean monk gone home, huh? Okay. Korean no monk, less busy. Where are the Korean? Korean still here? Oh, are you behind there now? Hey, yeah. You have no work? How come the monks has to go and the lay people will stay? No, normally the monks have less work, right? Yeah, I mean, of course, taking care of temples and all that. Yeah, but sometimes they have to do some ceremony, right? Like for the dead people, the live people, and whoever. In India, yeah, when the masters speak, they pile up many beds, very high, so that everybody can see, yes. But here, I don't know how high can we pile up because of the roof, yeah. Mostly the master don't have retreat or anything, maybe some festival. And everybody go there, singing, dancing, or eat something, right? Tell me, Indian, what do they do? For example, in Radha Swami?
So they just go there, master give the lecture.
Yes.
And people after that, they just leave and they can go into their places like we have here and they can meditate on their own.
Yeah, but not all many people, not all of them, no? Not like thousands of them meditate together, no? They do?
And master, yes, they do.
They do?
Yeah.
For how long? 1 week?
Not like they do, they just do in their own time, but they stay
at
there.
that time, maybe 1 day?
Yes.
That day?
Yeah.
Like master birthday or something?
That's right.
I see, I see.
Yeah.
I didn't see that. I always saw the master speak maybe Sunday or something. Yeah, some people come in and then leave. Yeah. I don't know if they eat or not. Yeah, but I saw in a big ashram they cook food for everyone.
Yeah, this one they cook food too, master.
Yeah,
they give food to everybody.
And somebody come out singing first, and then the master speak, and they sit on a dais very high, and then that's it. You know, maybe master lecture 1 hour or 2 hours, and then everybody goes home.
Yeah, normally master just 45 minutes.
What? 45?
45 minutes.
Exactly,
lecture.
45?
Yes, master.
Why 45? Why not 46?
Babaji said people can't concentrate more than that.
Oh, so I overstay my welcome, huh? Okay, what time is it now? Make an alarm clock? Huh? Why? What are you saying? Perfect?
Yeah.
5 hours, that's a perfect. Minus your talking in between and your question, half an hour, so it's 4.5 hours. No, more, because it was more than 5 hours, 5.5 hours. So it's 5 hours, more or less, okay, huh? I didn't know how I do that either. Yeah, if I talk to an ordinary person, maybe 10, 15 minutes, I got tired already. I can't just go on and on like this. All right, so spiritually, spiritual work is different, hey? It might be a blessing, so you can continue, huh? And you have a marathon, you have marathon ears, right? Marathon attention, not attention deficit. Oh, you are incredible. Something special about you, huh? You can listen for hours. What?
Special. You're the one that's special.
I am special? Yeah, like disciples, like master. Right? We are both special, huh? Good, good. Then I will continue today, okay? With Manjushri. I have to warn you first, how long? Ooh. 8 pages long. Poetry. Kind of verses, yeah? We should really thank the past masters, monks and nuns and scholars who have taken time to record the Buddha's teaching after the master's nirvana, and also for the past and present persons, lay or monks or nuns who have really dedicated themselves, sacrificed their time and precious health or under any difficult situation to translate this so that I can read it to you. And we have to thank them. And may they be blessed forever by all the Buddhas, past, present, and future. May their merit be immense. May they be liberated forever. Thank you. According to Buddhism and the believer and the tradition, when you read sutra and all that, you have to put on incense, flower, and bow to the sutra first and thank all the Buddhas and Bodhisattvas in 10 directions, all respectfully, before you read it, okay? And then you cover the sutra also with silk or, beautiful cloth, and I just make it more popular. Yeah, more easy, simple. And I apologize to all the Buddha. I say if I done something wrong, according to the tradition, my heart is full of respect. It's just that I cannot always do that. So please, all the sin, whatever I've done wrong, is all on me. At least other people, they hear the names of the Buddha, according to the sutta, they will get benefit. Yes. So now, because yesterday, remember, the Buddha said that he wanted to cause Ananda to become enlightened. So he asked Manjushri, contemplate all the 25 arhat, irreversible arhat, non-returnable bodhisattva that told you 25 methods. Could you explain it to Anand and the assembly in the beings after my extinction, after my nirvana? Which expedient door is the best? Most suitable. They're all very good. The Buddha praised them all as very good vehicle for enlightenment because they all became enlightened, became arhat or bodhisattva through their learned methods, even from aeons ago. Give them this strength to continue until this day when Buddha Sakyamuni came into the world, and then they continue to practice and to be of help in his time. So they are all very good methods. Yeah? The Buddha didn't say, oh, this method no good, that method is inferior. No, he praised them. Remember? I read it again. The Buddha said that you should now contemplate these 25 great bodhisattva and arhats, their method as well, who are beyond learning already. They're liberated. They don't need any worldly explanation in order to resolve to become a saint anymore. They all know everything. They already finished with their learning. They already attained arhatship or bodhisattvaship. Each has explained the initial experience in his accomplishment of the way. All say they have cultivated to true and actual perfect penetration. Their cultivation is equal without distinctions of superior and inferior or earlier or later. All good. Yes. So now because he wants Ananda to be enlightened quicker. So you see, Ananda have been with the Buddha all this time. He has not taught him Kuan method. And you came from nowhere. I don't even know where you live, what you do, which daughter and son's house you belong to. You get initiation almost right away, okay? Now because I'm not running around the world, so they have to purify themselves and study a little bit of the teaching so that they know why they want to be initiated. So be sure that liberation is what they seek, not any worldly power or magical ability or fame and fortune stuff. I guess you are luckier than Anand. See, only now I wish to cause Ananda to become enlightened. Poor Ananda, serving the Buddha all this time, and still hasn't got the main method, okay, the good one. He wasn't enlightened. That's why he said, the Buddha said, I want to cause Ananda to become enlightened. Ananda wasn't enlightened at all at that point, and been with Buddha all this time, stay next to him, memorize so many discourses and miracles that happen within the assembly, within the followers of the Buddha. Imagine that. So intellectual cleverness or sharp faculty of memory mean nothing. But we have to thank the Reverend Ananda for all this. Okay? Yeah. He remembered most of this. Maybe he was jotting down then. Maybe he had learned shorthand, because we don't have any machine at that time. So he must have been good. And he remembered that. Either he wrote it down while listening, or he remembered and wrote down later, or tell someone else to do it. You see that? So we have to thank him. Always, because first I have heard, mean Anand wrote like that. Mean I have heard Buddha say this, say that. Yes, always the same. That means it's from Ananda. Wow, he is great. That's why they call him memory number one. Okay, and Manjushri is wisdom number one. He has very great wisdom when he was with the Buddha. Of course, he practiced many kalpas as the sands of the Ganges River. So you guys, so good memory, number one. You remember everything. You know everything. Okay, so now the Buddha asked Manjushri, because he is a prince, the Dharma prince. Now when you wise or you practice superiorly, then the Buddha would call you like a Dharma prince, or the assembly would give you such title. Just like I'm giving the title Supreme Master, yeah? I was told to have that title. Everything fall into the places now. After all this year, you can see everything fall into places, right? Why I do this, why I have that name, why I have this name, and why Ching and not anything else. You understand all that? Everything is like a puzzle and fit perfectly now into a big picture. Remember when I went to lecture, somebody asked you, why you call yourself or let your disciple call you Supreme Master? I just feel natural, it's me. So I say, why not? I'm the Supreme Master. I didn't mean arrogant or anything. I just felt like it's natural like that. It's the way it is, you see. Otherwise, I would have been shy to say, oh, I don't know, people call me like that, never mind. But no, I just feel natural. I didn't feel proud or anything. Just feel like your name is Sonia. I'm from South Africa. That's it, you know. There's nothing to be proud of or nothing to be shy about. It's your name, your position, and your country, where you're from. That's it. Just the way I respond. Did you feel any ego or anything? No, I don't feel an ego. Normally I would be shy, but I just feel so natural at that time. As if God wants me to answer like that.
It felt good hearing you say that too, Master. You know, it like the way it came across. It just felt really good that God is here.
Yeah, you were there?
Yes, Master.
Oh, I see. Good then. So is in Africa, or was it in Europe?
No, I think it was in Europe somewhere. Yeah.
Europe. Okay. And I think the whole assembly also felt that it's natural thing, you know, not ego or arrogance, right? I did not feel that from them. I did not feel the response energy back to me as if, oh, that's garbage or self-aggrandizement. No. I feel they feel that's genuine. It was very good feeling afterwards. For myself also, you know. I don't always feel good like that. But it felt very good that day. As also one day I was in Australia, and one guy just stood up and preaching. After the question and answer, or maybe not during my lecture or something, they just stood up and preaching his own stuff. And then I just say, I invite you to shut up, and everybody clap. You were there too? But you saw that? You saw that lecture in Australia, yeah. Was very polite, you know. I'm very gentle to other people because it's not my job to carve them into anything useful. Not yet, maybe later. Maybe when they became disciples. Yes. If I want to carve a piece of shapeless wood into something beautiful and useful, then we have to work on it, no? Detailedly carving. But don't get carved. It's kind of painful for the ego, okay? We don't need so many carved wood statues. I'm also tired of carving, okay? Now you grow up, all right? You learn something higher and accept it and assimilate it, okay? Good for your energy, good for your being, huh? So, Dharma Prince Manjushri, receiving the Buddha's compassionate instruction, arose from his seat, bowed at the Buddha's feet, and, basing himself on the Buddha's awesome spirit, spoke verses to the Buddha. Oh, I'm sure he's a Dharma Prince. He's really number one wisdom. Look, spontaneously he composed verses. Of course, it's translated different, but if it is original, it must be very rhyming and easy to remember. You see all that? Truly, immediately, spontaneously, a poem was born out of Manjushri wisdom. Is that wonderful? Yes. All right, I read now. I hope I don't have a long calendar because he's the God of wisdom. He's the Bodhisattva wisdom. Maybe he's very clear. And especially we have already heard so many explanations, a lot of calendar before already from Kuan Yin Bodhisattva and my humble self. Maybe we don't need any more, and then you can rest early. Thank you for the chapati and the samosa. Very good. I ate only half of it, half of the samosa, because you make it big, whoa, generous. And I share with the ghost. They like it. They also thank you. But I eat more later, okay? I just didn't have time. I just quickly make a few pieces, and then so that I can give the rest to the ghost. But I will enjoy later when I'm really hungry, okay? I'm really hungry. Mostly I cannot.
Hope you like it, Master.
Thank you. I will like it. Long time no see. How not like? Okay. Yes. And also the curry you made also. The chickpeas curry. Who
yes,
made?
Master.
Oh, yes. Yeah. I combined it with the samosa. Tastes delicious. Okay, but I didn't have time. I have to correct many paperworks. Yeah, before I came down. See, and then I have to correct myself also.
Master, you're looking so beautiful.
And wrapped up, look decent, yeah. So it takes some time, so I can't afford to always eat. I eat really when I'm hungry. I'm sorry to tell the Buddha that I broke this precept that after noontime you cannot eat, but I have no other time. In the morning when I wake up, when I'm out of meditation, you don't feel hungry. And then many works waiting, or dogs, and dogs, or humans and stuff. And then working, time pressure. I can't just, sometimes I eat and work at the same times, but sometimes I cannot because there's no work there. I must do some other work. I cannot bring the chapati here and then work and say, oh, Manjushri, yum, yum. I received him in the Buddha, yum, yum, yum. Different work, you see. In my own quarter, I sign document, I correct a script, for example, then I can eat, yeah? Nobody see me. And if I'm yum, yum, nobody hear me, huh? And the paper don't talk back at me, nothing, but here I cannot. It's a different work, so I can't afford to eat then, but I will, okay? I ate already some. They're very good, very good.
Thanks for giving me the opportunity to make
of course,
something.
I love your opportunity. I love to give you that opportunity anytime. My pleasure.
Yeah, Master, we are here for another week. I'll make something else for you.
Another week? Oh, wow, really? Oh, don't tell people, they're envious. Because you can't make it for 1,000, yeah? Yeah, so maybe just for me and some. I share with the staff later. If a lot, I share with them. Yesterday, I came back home. And they give me some noodle and some stinky tofu soup. I couldn't eat a lot. Supposed to be very hungry, and, but didn't feel so hungry. Yeah. And then so I eat some and I gave to the staff also. It depends on how much, yeah? Some of the, late working staff, yeah, not all of them. Some of them already rest or meditate. All right, now, thanks, Manjushri Bodhisattva, for concentrating all these 25 methods in short poems for us. It is not short, but it's short compared to all the calendars that we had before. He spoke thus in verses to the Buddha. The sea of enlightenment in nature is perfect and clear. As you saw it, yeah? When you meditate, sometimes you see nothing else but brightness and perfection. You feel also. Complete, distinct body is a miraculous source. The same. Miraculous source of Buddhi or enlightenment nature is the same. Same thing, expressed in different words. But when basic brightness shone, so that objects appeared, with objects' existence, the nature brilliance ceased. Okay, so now this is quantum physics. Naturally, there is just brightness, yeah? That's a Buddha nature or enlightenment nature. And then it's all bright and clear. Normally it's tranquility, tranquil brightness, only light. When it's expanded itself, when it's shine, it is showing off, yeah? Then things came into existence. That's what he meant. But then, when all the shyness became the existence, then the brightness ceased, the brilliance ceased. Meaning, once the brightness enter into some form, then you don't see that brilliance outside anymore. I mean, the reality of brightness anymore. Therefore, you see, you have light inside you. It's proved when you meditate, you see it. Oh, maybe not sometimes, yeah, but okay, it's proven, yeah. So inside you, you have light. Otherwise, where do you find it? Huh? It's not from the light, you close your eyes. It's not from the ear, you don't listen to by your ears. So when you meditate, you see the brightness inside. That is a proof that you are originally from this brightness. You are part of or is integrated. You and the brightness are the same. Therefore, sometimes you meditate well, to some of you, you see just brightness, bright light, nothing else. Nobody, no you, no me, no world, the whole assembly here also can disappear into brightness. Yeah, all right. So Manjushri already realized this truth. So he told like that. So he talked to the Buddha, but because Buddha asked, but doesn't mean Buddha doesn't know. Buddha is tired, he take a rest, I think. Let everybody talk. And then the Manjushri said that. So now, because of that, suddenly there's no brightness anywhere, and it caused confusion. You see, so he said, confusion and falseness bring about emptiness. Relying on emptiness, time and space take form. This is quantum, Big Bang. When the real energy exploded, then there's a chaos all over, chaotic rearrangement or readjustment or adjusting and all that. And falseness, because there's no brilliance shining anymore around. And then bring about emptiness. It could be like a darkness also, in the confusion and falseness. If you're not a Buddha anymore, if you're not in the Buddha's state of mind, if all beings has become confused, therefore there's emptiness that arises from that confusion and a wrong concept. And relying on emptiness, time and space take form. See, originally there's no time, no space. So just like when you meditate or when you're happy, time passes so quick. There's not actually this time at all. Time is just relative terms, but we're so used to it. So we work at 8 hours, we sleep 7, 8 hours, we eat about 1 hour, everything we count like, oh, an hour, time and this. And then because of the emptiness, time and space are born. Thought settles, the thought of being settle, making countries and land. What knows and feels becomes living beings. After the movement of the energy, whatever can discriminate become thoughts. And after the thoughts are born, it's settled, it's settled here and there, and manifest into countries and lands. So all things born from thoughts. It's not an ordinary thought, it's probably thoughts from one of the creative source, okay? From one of the creative energy. It's saying thoughts, but it could be like just movement of energy. Understand the collision of energy, the resettlement of position in the universe after the shining forth of the original brightness or brilliance, okay? I mean, after the explosion. The scientists call it Big Bang then, huh? All right. And after that, whatever energy that still can move and can interact with each other become like a thought. Just like energy, it can move things. So we can call that it's a thought or thinking. Because thought is not like we're thinking in our mind now, but it's something higher, from the energy interaction with each other are born mountains and countries and lands. What knows and feels become living beings. Whatever has not become countries or lands or mountain, which has feeling, which has some recognition of some kind, become living beings. Like, okay, the big explosion, and then here one piece become a country, another energy settle into mountains, other energy settle into lands, flat lands, and some other energy settle into some kind of...
Some beings?
Yes, first, yes, just whatever settle, that energy settle into some form of movement which knows and which feels. Because sentient beings, you see, that's why sentient beings, we are one of those sentient beings that is born from this energy, brilliance energy that settle in different places. Yeah. When it settle into this form, we become a sentient beings. The one that can know and feel becomes sentient being. The one that cannot recognize, meaning like the mountain, okay? It might know something, but different. Not the knowing of the physical existence. The mountain may know some other thing that we don't know, okay? But they don't know the taste of the bread that you eat. They don't feel the emotion of romantic love that you do, okay? Whoever can know many things from the physical existence and can feel from the interaction with others around, other living, moving beings, these are living beings. If you can you can feel, then you are counted as sentient or living being, all right? The emptiness created within great enlightenment is like a single bubble in all the sea. Lands like fine dust motes, subject to outflows, all come forth out of empty space. Within this emptiness, after all the confusion and chaos, after the explosion, then confusion, and then arise the emptiness. The emptiness is still within the great original enlightenment, the original brilliance, okay? Even though it is have a lot of being in it and different shape and form, but we are still within the enlightenment original, the brightness, or the light, anyway. But the emptiness is also created out of enlightenment also. And then the emptiness creates more things. The enlightenment, brightness, the original body nature creates the emptiness, after the chaos. And then the emptiness creates other things. the emptiness is just like a bubble, a single bubble in all the sea. But then the lands that created are like fine dust motes, subject to outflows, and all come forth out of empty space. They just come from nowhere. Lands and sea originally is like dust, yeah? Even lands are not really settled yet. You know, they are still very maybe soft and hollows and spongy type, like dust, not set. Actually, the scientists describe them as gas, you know. Those not yet solidify themselves into satellite, into Earth, planet, is just like gas, they say that. It truly is like that. And here he describes it like fine dust motes, like dust. Probably not yet completely solidified. He defined the beginning of the world. He tells us how the world is formed. And they all come out of empty space after this explosion of the divine light. Just as the bubble burst, space is no longer there. How much the less the three states of being. He says, suppose this emptiness within all the sea, the single bubble in the sea, if it bursts, then there's no space. You see, we are created within this emptiness, yeah? But the emptiness is described here just as a bubble in the sea. When the bubble bursts forth, then there's no space anymore. If we have a balloon, yeah, then inside we have space, empty space. But if the balloon gone, disappear, there's no space. But we are illusionary living in this kind of bubble. And we have space, we have time. But if the bubble bursts, then we cannot find any space anymore. How would we even count time? That's what he meant, okay? Even less the three states of being, meaning the physical, the astral, and the causal. The thinking ability, the creative ability of the astral level, and the physical level as a human, all right? So when the bubble bursts, when the emptiness no longer there, then we don't have anything. Our being's gone also. Returning to the source, the nature is not two. Many are the entrances through experience. None of them does the sagely nature fail to go through. Compliant or adverse, or is expedient. First resolve and enter in samadhi. Come slow or fast, as there are different norms. He means if you want to return to your original self, the source, the nature is not two. I guess whether we or the source, they are the same. It's just we make it different. Okay, so the nature are not two. We or the source are the same. We or the enlightenment Buddha nature are the same. Just we are confined in this, or we're false thinking. Many are entrances through experience, meaning you can go back to nature, back to your source, through many different doors, meaning many 84,000 methods, I guess that. So, none of them does the sagely nature fail to go through. Meaning any of them, through any door, any sagely nature can penetrate. No big deal, no problem. Not any of the expedient door they can go through. Mean you can use any of them in order to go back to your original self. Compliant or adverse or expedient, I mean it's just convenient method to go back to yourself. First you resolve and enter in samadhi, come slow or fast, as there are different norms. First of all, you must determine, okay, to follow the way, and then you must do all you can to enter samadhi. And then you can either slow or fast, depends on your own resolve, and also depends on different kind of method and yourself also. Form and thought combined become the dust. Their essence is not discernible. How can one use what lacks clarity and expect to gain perfect penetration? We came from dust, from nothing, so it's a form and thought. even combined, is a dust anyway. So their essence is not discernible. You cannot even find the essence of your own form, the real form and the real thought. Where from? Where they are? What are they? You cannot see it. You cannot touch. You cannot grasp it. Yeah, you cannot explain it. You cannot analyze it. So how can, what he means is anything you rely on form or mental power, thought, there's nothing there for you to rely on. So he say, how can one use those which lack clarity and expect to gain perfect penetration? Because many of the bodhisattva beforehand, they say they use the touch or the water or whatever. So he say any form, anything has form or mental quality is dust, is nothing. You cannot rely on them. They're not reliable for you to have a perfect concentration. If you cannot concentrate well, then you cannot enter samadhi. That's what he meant. My calendar says so. He explained all that. He explained from the beginning of our worldly existence already how we came to materialize. It came only from emptiness, from nothing. And the thought also came from nothing. And the body, the form also came from emptiness. Therefore, he say like that first before he analyze which method is okay, which is not. So he said, now, he beginning to analyze the surrounding sound, not the inner sound, not the inner vibration, but the sounds around us. The talking, because one of the bodhisattvas said he heard the Buddha say things, and because of the voice, he contemplated on that, he became enlightened. So he say now, in sound, language is intermingled, but the meaning in a word, a name, a phrase is such that no single one can include them all. How can this bring perfect penetration? He say that even if you heard a word or even any sound, it cannot include the whole sound in the universe, as well as the whole sound of the world. So one sound only cannot represent all. So you cannot use that to penetrate deeply into the nature of all-inclusive brightness. That's what he meant, enlightenment. Okay. And then now he say another one. That's the sound, the voice that he attacked already. No, he say no already. He asked a question, but he mean no. You see, how can this bring perfect penetration? He asked so that the assembly know that it's a no-no. Because if they answer, of course not, then they know this is a no. He is very polite. He didn't say, this is not good, not like your, your very straight master. No, that's no, get lost. He's very polite. He said, how can this? As if he don't know, you know. he give all the fact, and then he said, how can this be? Of course, the assembly will have to agree. No, that's not. Well, he didn't say anything. He didn't criticize nothing. All right, next one. Awareness of smells comes through contact with them. Apart from them, one does not know that they exist. Since sensation of them is not constant, how can one reach perfect penetration? Oh, it's really a poem. See that? Since sensation of them is not constant, how can one reach perfect penetration? All right. Suppose we are born into some place in a bubble and live in a bubble for some reason and never smell perfume. So how can we even know perfume exists? How can we even smell that fragrance? That's what he meant. So rely on smell is a what? No. Yeah. But he didn't say no. He said, how can? If you don't ever know the smell, you don't even know them exist. So he meant no. Right. Next one. He always asks questions. He didn't say no. He didn't say no good. I would say, no good, don't. But he say, next one, for the flavor, the one who practiced flavors. And now he say, flavors are not to us fundamental. They only exist when there is something to taste. since this sensation is not perpetual, how can one derive perfect penetration? Ask question again. He means the tasting of things, the flavors are not born from us. It's not our nature. So if we want to go back to our nature, it's logical. We cannot rely on something that is not our nature. He's a very logical guy. No wonder he's number one wisdom monk in the assembly. That's what I guess. My calendar guess like that. Otherwise, it's very clear already, no? Just in case you pretend you did not understand, I just pull a calendar out for you. Now, next one. Touch becomes clear only when something is touched. Without an object, there can be no contact. With fluctuation between contact and separation, how can one gain perfect penetration? He asks again. It's true, right? It's true. So somebody practiced to gain enlightenment through touch. Maybe for him, okay. Because probably his affinity like that. Or maybe the Buddha blessing, so that even through the touch, he can be enlightenment. These are old time and people are more pure. Anything can get enlightenment for them. But he said, when there's nothing for you to touch, then how can you rely on to meditate on or to concentrate on, contemplate on? Logic, no? So this is a method to rely on touch is a... No. Wow. You know everything. What for I sit here? Just to look at you, huh? Your beautiful karma face. No. Now, mental constructs known as internal dust, reckoned as dust, they are certainly sense objects. Involvement of subject and object cannot be pervasive. How then can they lead to perfect penetration? Similar. You understand already or not? Or do I have to pull out the calendar? No. You got? Good. So this method, you and whatever object you touch, this is not everything. It's not just you and the one thing. It's not pervasive. It's not your true nature, because your nature is all pervasive. That's what he meant. So this one not pervasive enough. How can you go back to your nature if you touch something that is so non-pervasive? So this method is now is the next one. Seeing, okay? Seeing. Seeing means seeing nothing around here. Although seeing itself is clear and penetrating, making bright what is before one, it cannot shine behind, ever reaching only half the four direction, only in front. How can it manifest perfect penetration? So you understand already? Some people just concentrate on one object in front, like a crystal, looking at crystal. How can it be all inclusive? So this is a method of seeing things, to concentrate in one thing in front of you is a... Wow, very enlightened indeed. Okay, now, on the breath. The nose breath penetrates in and out, but in the rest between there is no air. When you don't breathe in, or between the in and out, there's no air. So these interruptions render it inconsistent. Oh, this guy is very articulate. How can one use it for perfect penetration? So is this a yes or a no? No. Really know that it's no, or you just say because everybody... We were at the breath, right? Okay, so now it's the tongue. The tongue is not an organ apart from cause. I mean, it's just from cause and effect. Just created out of the condition at that time, after the Big Bang, after the explosion of light, of the energy, of brilliant energy, of powerful energy, that sparkle into light. Light is also energy in different form. So he said the tongue is not an organ apart from cause. Flavors form the source of its sensation. When flavors cease, it knows nothing at all. How can it attain perfect penetration? So, if the tongue don't taste any flavor, then there's nothing there for you to contemplate on. So using the tongue, which rely on the flavors to know enlightenment, like the medicine man, is it yes, yes or no, no? Actually, this is the time for these medicine kings to be enlightened. Their time is ripened. It's not because of their tongue or because of the flavors of the medicine. It's the Buddha right there. They were touching and administrating some ointment or something to him. And at that time the Buddha just relaxed and then blessed them. Nobody else is sharing the blessing, only two of them, with the Buddha alone. And the Buddha was grateful and comfortable. Don't think the Buddha is not grateful, okay? The Buddha is grateful. All the Buddha, Bodhisattva, they are grateful when they should be grateful. Yeah? So he feels comfortable, and of course he feels thankful to his two disciples. So the blessing comes out. Not that the Buddha direct the blessing, it's just automatically. The rapport between them. Plus, these two medicine men has practiced eons of kalpas, as many as the senses in the Ganges rivers. God, I thought you don't know that much, but I am wrong. I'm very pleased with your catching up and memory. Now, next one. It is the same for the body as for objects of touch. Neither can be regarded as a perfect awareness with defined and limited invisible divisions. How can it be used for perfect penetration? Somebody is contemplating on the sensation of the body or something before it got to do with the body. So he say, the body and or something that is interact with it is not be regarded as a perfect awareness because it's only limited. Only the body and something touching it, yeah, or feeling, making it feeling, yeah. Like you feel hot or you feel cold with your body, only this limited self and physical sensation. So he say, how can it be perfect penetration to go anywhere, yeah, to go up? So using the body for meditation is a yes, yes, or? All right. Now, he talked about the mind's knowledge, mean the knowledge of our worldly learning, yeah? Okay. The mind knowledge is a mass of deliberations. What it perceives is never profound insight, unable to get beyond reflection and thought. How can it reveal perfect penetration? Deliberation. It's just like whatever you know by the mind, is it just some time of a mental gymnast, arguing back and forth, analyzing, just thinking only. Is a mass of deliberation. You know, whatever you want to take in, you take in, and sometimes people push it in for you, a brainwashing. It never can perceive anything that is inside. The inside knowledge is different from the outside knowledge. So he said it can never penetrate the profound insight with T, insight. So the thing the mind collect and call it knowledge is the thing from outside with D. So completely different. He say that's this perceiving from the mind, it can never get beyond reflection and thought even. The original thought that makes the universe, that makes the world. How can it reveal perfect penetration? So this knowledge, mind knowledge, or the mass of deliberation can be used as a method of enlightenment? Yes or no, no? No. Okay, fine. Next one. The seeing consciousness combines three aspects. Prop is origin, it has no appearance. Since its very substance is variable, how can it bring perfect penetration? If something is too many, it's too complicated, vary, then you cannot concentrate well. You cannot bring your mind into one-pointedness and single-mindedness, right? So he say, the seeing conscious is too complicated, too many things, seeing too many things. You cannot concentrate well on that, on the seeing alone. Yeah. So this method of seeing, using seeing to be enlightened, is a yes, yes or no, no? No. Okay, good. Now, the heart of hearing penetrates the 10 directions. The heart of hearing, meaning the source of hearing, the main point, the main source of hearing, penetrates the 10 directions when born, bearing, born on the strength of great causes. Those of initial resolve cannot enter this way. How can one expect to gain perfect penetration? Or the heart of hearing, he means the physical hearing. If this method of hearing have to be carried by the strength of some good causes, then many of the normal people, a novice, would not be able to enter. Not just hearing, but something special has to happen. The great causes, maybe some blessing from some Buddha. Therefore, normally the normal people, the lay people, the beginners can never enter, can never use this. You just sit and hear everything all day without any teacher, without any blessing from any saint, then you get nowhere. So he said that this method is a... Thank you. Wow. We still have a lot. A lot of no. I'm telling you. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 more pages. We're not even halfway. Now another one. Reflecting on the nose. The white spot on the nose, as the Buddha have taught one time to one of the who cannot do anything more. It only serves to gather in and settle the mind. Yes, you can calm your mind with that, yes. But once settled, the mind is simply still, because the mind cannot go any further. You can only calm your mind. But after calming your mind, what? Nothing. Just sit there, quiet. Yeah. How can that be perfect penetration, he asks. So it's a yes or it's a no? No. They're waiting for translation. If I ask you, then you can say no already. No need translation. It's the same stuff. Same stuff with every other method. Speaking Dharma through the medium of language is enlightened too by those of former accomplishment. But words and phrases are not free from outflows, from defects. How can this make perfect penetration? Because some of the bodhisattvas say he listened to some Buddha's Dharma, and then he became enlightened. But this only because he is already been practicing from Kalpa past, as many as there are sands in the Ganges river. Yeah, so his time is up, you see? His time is already right. So he just listened to one more sentence, then he became enlightened. But that is not because of the sentences or the words, because he said the words or phrases are subject to defect. Yeah? Therefore, it cannot be a perfect method for concentration. This guy is very wise. Huh? My God, for 25 methods, he cut them all. No. Yeah, just like you remember the 6th Zen patriarch Wenang, he heard only one sentence from the Diamond Sutra. Yes. Then he became enlightened. And then he went to seek for initiation and further guidance from a true perfect master. Yeah. Even he already became enlightened by one sentence from the sutra, but he still went to look for living master. Yeah? He said, where did you get this sentence? He said, from Diamond Sutra. Where can I get the Diamond Sutra? is in such and such temple. They copy it and recite at home. But that is transmitted by an enlightened master. The fifth patriarch is not just like from anybody. It's not the sutra alone will make you become enlightened. Huh? Otherwise, all the Buddhists are already became enlightened. They all know Diamond Sutra. They even repeat to me, questioning me, as if they know better. Yeah, something like that. Knowing, reading, and reciting or learning by heart is useless. The only reason that sutra or that sentence was not useless to LṳNG, the sixth patriarch, because it came from a living master transmission. He talked about it, yeah, and everybody copy. His blessing, his power is within the words, yeah. Just like if I tell you to repeat such and such holy names or the gifts, etc., it's not because of those words or the mantra or the names that you became enlightened. Yeah. Now, next one. Refraining from transgressions only controls the body. Lacking a body, there is nothing to restrain. Since its source is not all-pervasive, how can it bring perfect penetration? One of the monks became enlightened because of keeping the pure precepts, yeah, but only for him, okay, only for him. He really concentrate on that. It's a kind of concentration, contemplation. And maybe the master who transmit to him these precepts, the pure master, yeah, powerful. And life after life, he probably always kept the precept pure and complete. That's why this lifetime he also can use that as an expedient means for enlightenment, with the live Buddha right in front of him as well, transmitting again the same precepts, not because of refraining from transgression, not because of keeping the precept that you become enlightened. There are other factors involved, yeah, okay? So he said, you need the body, because if you don't have the body, then you don't have to keep the precepts even. You can. What for? Huh? The precept for the monks is that to control your body so that you don't do this and that harmful things. Yeah? For inconvenience for others and for yourself or harming others. But if you don't have the body, you don't exist. Do you have to keep any, even 5 precepts?
No.
I cannot tell nobody here, the air, don't kill, don't lie, don't steal. Huh? I cannot tell the air like that. Nobody here. What for I tell that? So he said that this is a... No. Right. Inconvenient. I mean, not proper for anybody, for all the people to practice. Yeah. But for that monk, it was his method to gain the initial enlightenment, yeah, or the arhatship. Now, spiritual penetrations are based on past causes. I don't know why they say spiritual penetrations. What connection have they with distinguishing mental constructs? Conditioned thought is not apart from things. How can one attain perfect penetration? I don't remember what is that. But whatever it is, no, yes. We have to go back to, the past method explained clearly. So now, the next one, one may contemplate the nature of earth, but it is firm and solid, not penetrable. What is conditioned is not the sagely nature. How can one use it for perfect penetration? You keep asking. What is conditioned? Yeah, meaning whatever exists because of some conditions to cause it or to manifest it, to materialize it. It's not our true nature. Sagely nature, meaning Buddha nature, mean perfect enlightenment, mean God nature, mean your original self. It's all the same, okay? Sometimes express different words. So if it's not your own self nature, then how can you use it to return to your own self, original self. That's why he say it's a... Yeah, good. Yeah, save me asking. I save my breath for continue calendar. He also has a big calendar, man. He and Kuan Yin Bodhisattva, both of them, I can only be disciple. My calendar is not that long. My calendar is not like 9 page or 10 page like them, right? Next one. One may contemplate the nature of water, but such a mental reflection is not the true and real. This state of suchness is not an enlightened view. How can it give perfect penetration? Okay, we know. Okay, so it's a yes, yes, no, no? Okay, let's pass it. One may contemplate the nature of fire, but admitting dislike is not true renunciation. This expedient cannot be one for beginners. How can one use it for perfect penetration? Yes, yes, no, no? No. Shall we pass? Yeah, pass, thank you. No need calendar. Yeah. One may contemplate the nature of wind, but movement and stillness are not non-dual. Duality cannot bring highest enlightenment. How can one expect perfect penetration? Yes or no, no? No. How can the wind give you enlightenment, right? Next one. One may contemplate the nature of emptiness, but its aspect is murky and dull. It lacks awareness. What is unaware is different from body. How can it bring perfect penetration? So yes, yes, no, no? No. Right. One may contemplate the nature of consciousness, but one is regarding a consciousness that is not eternal. Consciousness is something that we have accumulated from long time and is stored in our alaya faculty. So it's not permanent. Therefore, even the thought of it is empty and false. We don't even have it. So how can one get perfect penetration? So yes, yes, no, no? No. Pass the bill? Pass, thank you.